Hello everyone, welcome back to another Magic the Gathering deck video. Going to be showing you the deck I used in the Oath of the Gatewatch pre-release. Let's take a look at the cards. Alright, starting off with our lands, I have 7 plains, 7 swamps, 1 wastes, which is the new colorless symbol. I have 1 Seagate wreckage. It taps for wastes or the new colorless symbol. And for 2 generic and 1 colorless or 1 wastes, I can tap it to draw a card. However, you can only activate this ability if you have no cards in your hand. And I have 1 unknown shores. Taps for colorless, and you can pay 1 generic and tap it to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Into our artifacts, I have 1 Seer's Lantern for 3 colorless, or 3 generic, I should say. It taps for wastes. You can pay 2 generic and tap it to scry 1. Into our creatures, I have 1 Bearer of Silence for 1 and a black. It's a 2/1. It's devoid. When you cast it, you can also pay 1 generic and 1 wastes. If you do, target opponent sacrifices a creature. It has flying and it can't block. I have 1 Courier Griffin for 3 and a white. It's a 2/3 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. I have 1 Dread Defiler for 6 and a black. It's a 6/8 with devoid. You can pay 3 generic and a waste to exile creature card from your graveyard. Target opponent loses life equal to that creature's power. I have 1 Endless One, just cost X. Comes into play with X 1/1 counters on it. Have 1 Felidar Sovereign, 4 and 2 white for a 4/6 with vigilance and lifelink. Beginning of your upkeep, if you have more than 40 life, you win the game. I have 1 Havoc Sower for 3 and a black. It's a 3/3 with devoid. For 1 generic and 1 waste, it gets +2/+1 until the end of turn. Have one Core Sky Climber for 2 and a white for a 3/2. You can pay 1 and a white to give it flying until the end of turn. Have 1 Kozilek Shrieker for 2 and a black. It's a 3/2 with devoid. And if you pay waste, it gets +1/+0 and gains menace until the end of turn, so it can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. I have 1 Ondu War Cleric for 1 and a white. It's a 2/2 ally with cohort. So basically, I tap an untapped ally, and you gain 2 life. I have 1 Skinner Skin, 3 and a black for a 4/3 devoid. It can't block, and for 1 and a black, it can be regenerated. However, only activate this ability if you control another colorless creature. And finally, we have 1 Slaughter Drone. 1 and a black for a 2/2 with devoid. If you pay waste, it gains Death Touch until the end of turn. Into our enchantments, I have 2 Isolation Zones, 2 and 2 white. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature or enchantment and opponent controls until Isolation Zone leaves the battlefield. And 1 Retreat to Emeria. 3 and a white, landfall enchantment, and you choose one of these options whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control. You can get a 1/1 ally creature token, or creatures you control get +1/+1 until the end of turn. Into our instance, I have 1 Encircling Fissure, 2 and a white. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures target a player or target opponent controls. Has Awaken 2 for 4 and a white, so it's a target land gets 2 1/1 counters. We have 1 Mighty Leap, 1 and a white. Target creature gets +2/+2, gains flying until the end of turn. 1 Tar Snare, 2 and a black. Target creature gets -3/-2 until the end of turn. And 1 Unnatural Endurance. Devoid, target creature gets +2/+0 until the end of turn, and it can be regenerated. Finally, into our sorceries, I have 1 Oblivion Strike for 3 and a black. It's devoid, exile target creature. 1 Sheer Drop for 2 and a white. Destroy target tapped creature with Awaken 3, so 5 and a white. Target land gets 3 1/1 counters. 1 Shoulder to Shoulder, 2 and a white. Support 2. So put a 1/1 counter on up to 2 target creatures and draw a card. And finally, 1 Witness the End, 3 in a black. It's the void. Target opponent exiles 2 cards from their hand and loses 2 life. This card played really well for me in the pre-release. Somebody had mulliganed down to 5 of this, or down to 5, and when I played this, essentially they lost quite a few cards because they had already mulliganed. Some pretty strong cards in this set so far. This was just the deck I used during the pre-release. Let me know what you think of the deck down below. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.